Now, what are the process of adopting a child in Nigeria and bringing that child abroad? Because some of you, maybe you lost your sister, you want to adopt the children and bring them abroad, or you lost your brother, you want to adopt the children and bring them abroad, or maybe you don't have a child, you now want to adopt a child in Nigeria and bring that child abroad. So in this video, we'll be discussing the process. So please, before I continue, make sure you click on the subscribe button. Encourage me with that. I beg you in the name of God. Click on the subscribe button and also share this video so that we get to so many people that have the intention of adopting somebody in Nigeria and bringing that person here. So there's some requirement that you need to have. First of all, you are supposed to have two different lawyers. You have one lawyer in Nigeria, which I will tell you the reason why you need that lawyer. You also need another lawyer in the country where you are staying abroad. Why you need a lawyer here is because there are some countries that does not allow you to bring a child that you adopt in Nigeria. That's some, like in UK, they will not allow you to bring a child that is adopted. So that is why you need a lawyer in that country that you are staying. So the lawyer will be able to tell you if that country can allow you bring a child that you adopt outside that country. So I will be using Italy as a case study. Italy here, yes, it is possible for you to bring a child that is being adopted in Africa here. So first of all, let's talk about the things you need to do in Nigeria before we now talk about the things that you need to do here abroad. So in Nigeria, before you can adopt a child, you must make sure you are above 25 years of age. And you must also make sure that child that you want to adopt is not up to 18 years. And you must also make sure that you are 21 years older than that child that you want to go and adopt. So that is the first requirement. So if you are a single person, maybe you are a single man, you are not married, you can only adopt a male child. You cannot go and adopt opposite sex like a female child. No. Then if you are a single lady, you can only adopt a female child. You cannot go and adopt a male child. No. A male go to male, women go to male, women go to women. But if you are married, in that case, you can be able to adopt any of the sex, whether a male child or a female child. So that is how it works. So if you now meet this requirement, you must also have the financial capacity that you can be able to take care of this child that you want to adopt. You must also have the character clearance as well, which we'll be discussing as well. So if you meet this requirement, what you will now do is to go to the social welfare department of the state where that child that you want to adopt is. Social welfare department, you can often find it under the Ministry of Women Affairs in that particular state. So you go there, you tell them that you want to adopt a child. Maybe it is your family member, your sister's child, or randomly you went to an orphanage home to want to adopt them. So you must go to this social welfare department, tell them your intention. So this is why we will ask you for some requirement. They will tell you to bring your passport. They will tell you to bring your income. So if you are living in Italy, for instance, you can send them your code. Code is what we use to as an evidence of our income. You send them your income. Then you also send them your marriage certificate if you are married. Then you also need your police character so to be say, okay, you don't have any crime and all that. And they will also ask you for your medical report. So you go and meet your doctor here, tell them that you want to adopt a child in your country of origin. So they need medical report to be able to state that you are mentally okay, that you are also health-wise okay to be able to adopt a child. So these documents, you send them to your lawyer in Nigeria. So your lawyer will be able to help you through the process, through the social welfare department of that state. So that's why we have social welfare department will now have to evaluate all these documents and also do the investigation to be able to see if you have genuine intention and you have the capacity to adopt this child. So if they are convinced that you can really adopt this child, they can give you go ahead. Most of the time, they will do what they call pre-adoption, allow you to adopt this child up to about 3 months. Okay, take this child, let this child go and stay with you for like 3 months to be able to see if both of you can cohabit together. If you like the child or the child will like you, and after 3 months, you can come back and say, okay, no, I don't like this child, give me another one. So if it's your sister children, it's almost the same process as well. So if you guys have finalized the whole thing, you are okay, they are okay with their own investigation, you are also okay, then the next step, your lawyer will now have to file a petition to the high court of that particular state that you want to adopt that child from, letting that child know that you want to officially adopt this child. So all these documents that the social department welfare that they've evaluated, you go to court and tell them, okay, you have gone through the process. So the judge will now check everything and be able to say that you have gone through legal process, and if they are convinced, they can now give you certificate of adoption. If they are not convinced, maybe something is not too clear, or you did not go through the process well, or you not meet one of the requirements, then they can reject your request, although you still have the privilege of appealing again. So let's say peradventure that they accept your request, they will now give you certificate of adoption. So from that moment, that child becomes your child. You become the father or the mother, the parents of that child. But if you are married, please, if you are married, a husband and a wife, only your wife cannot go and do the adoption. No, you must do it together. So as the wife is signing, the husband must also sign to say, yes, we want to adopt this child as a married person. One husband cannot go and do it alone, or a wife cannot go and do it alone for married couple. So if you are going through the process, they give you that certificate of adoption. From that moment, that child now becomes yours legally. So you have been able to solve the first stage. Then you will now come here to Italy. You will still repeat the same thing that you went to do in Nigeria. So you first of all, you go to the body called CAI, which is Commissione per le Adozioni Internazionale here in Italy. So they are the body that are in charge of adoption here in Italy. So under that body, maybe I'll put the link in the comment section. You can click it. You will see so many agencies that are working under the CAI, Commissione per le Adozioni Internazionale. So there are so many agencies working. So you can look for any of the agents that is close to your area. Then you go and meet them. Then you can start the process with them. So those ones will also tell you to bring the same document that they asked you in Nigeria: your medical report, your financial stability, your police character, if you have any crime, all those things and all that. So your proof, you are also married, the certificate of your marriage and everything. So this body, all these agents, they'll tell you to bring it. They will also evaluate it to see if you have the capacity to be able to adopt this child and bring this child here. So they will also ask you for the certificate of adoption that you use in Nigeria. You add it to you translate it, legalize it, you send it here, and the child birth certificate as well. You also translate it, legalize it, and bring it. So they might ask you for additional documents that I might not remember to state in this video. So you bring all those documents, you bring it here. If they checked it and they discover that everything is okay, then you now also go to the court again. You go to children's court. They call it Tribunale per Minorenni, juvenile court, children's court. So you go to in your area, you go there, tell that please, you have adopted a child in Nigeria and you want to bring that child here. So the court will also check if you have gone through all the process, the medical head report, the criminal record, and financial record and all that. If you have the capacity, the court is convinced. So the court will now give you a certificate that they accepted your request. So if they also reject your request, you can also go and appeal it again. So with this certificate that the court give you, that is what you now add to every other document, which I'll be covering in another video. You have together to be able to apply for visa. They call it ricongiungimento familiare, which is family reunion. The same way you bring your own biological child, that's the same way you also bring this adopted child. The only difference is that this one is not your biological child. So embassy normally will ask you to do DNA. But if you are not an Italian citizen, but if you are an Italian citizen, they might not ask you to do DNA. But you know embassy now, they can ask you for anything. So they ask you to go and do DNA, you might still need to do DNA. But I don't think they will ask you in this case. So you'll be able to do this visa application. They grant you the visa. Once the child come, you will now be able to take that child to Questura to ask for permission de sojourn, the same way you also do for your own biological child. So that is the process of adopting a child. You don't just go to Nigeria and pick a child and just bring that child here. If they catch you at the airport, it will be a big problem. So you need to go through this process. So for you not to make any mistake, because it's a very delicate process. Any mistake can cause you big problem. That is why it is good for you to get a standby lawyer here and also get a standby lawyer in Nigeria that will put you through, so you follow the process where in Nigeria and also follow the process here in Italy. This video is just to give you an idea of how it works. So they might ask you for more document, or they might ask you for lesser document. I just first have to come and do this video to give you an idea. Please share this video, try to get to so many people that have the intention of going through this process. And don't also forget to click on the subscribe button, and also don't forget to use tap send. That is the best app people are now using to send money to Nigeria. If you put my promo code Heroes TV, they will dash you €5 in your first transaction. You can get tap send from Apple Store or from Play Store. Go and get tap send and you thank me later. Thank you and God bless you.